All right, welcome to sunny France, and we have a nice parking lot here. But I thought they showed pictures of the racetrack. Hello again, everyone. Saki here, and welcome back to another episode of Formula One 2021, where last time we went to Canada and had a really good run. We finished in the point, our first legitimate, I will say, points finished after I tweaked the AI. So now we are getting ready for the French Grand Prix in 10 days. And of course, we need to figure out what activities we are going to do between now and then. Power equipment upgrade, powertrain morale, and increase resource points. No need to even think about that. 4 days on Team Acclaim for a sponsor advertisement for the vehicle. That shouldn't be bad. And that leaves a 2-day spot open. And we'll go for the Acclaim and do the sponsor event promotion, and that will fill up our calendar nicely. We have 1,500 research points, and we are 2 weeks away from researching the front wing gurney flap in the Aero. We're also 2 weeks away from the improved energy store cells. So that takes up our chassis slot. When it comes to reliability, we got the improved materials for our energy store, so now we can do reliability testing. And looks like we don't. I mean, that's a pretty expensive thing for the gearbox reliability. The MGU-H, possibly. There we go. Improved materials for our MGU-K. That will allow us to research that, a 29% failure chance, which will be done around July 5th. And that means we can go a little bit ham and do this cylinder head for 946. With a 30% failure chance. That will be done on the 8th of July. So we have 2 races to go before these parts come in, but that should allow us to have, I guess, the highest engine on the grid. So definitely not bad. It's the chassis that we are definitely lacking behind. So we'll advance
Our new
time.
parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Outstanding. And now we have a marketing event,
$1.23
million. Yeah. For $50,000, we can increase our Team Acclaim by 1,000. If we decline, nothing happens. So, yeah, more in-race weekend merchandising, where the real money of the race team is made.
Thanks for dealing with that. The department appreciate it.
I'm sure they do, and I appreciate the acclaim. So let's go ahead and get through our events here. There's our powertrain. There's our sponsor and our sponsor promotion. And we are ready to tackle France at the Circuit Paul Ricard. Oh, I've never been here before, and that looks interesting to say the least. So, as per usual, I'll go ahead and get in the practice programs and let you know what I find out. All right, welcome to sunny France, and we have a nice parking lot here. But I thought they showed pictures of the racetrack. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, if we wanted to do autocross, we should just throw out some cones. All right, so pretty flat then. Yeah, it's a bit different than what I'm used to with the stock cars, that is for sure. So here goes nothing. All right, so I put my hard tires through the paces and finished 20th, having never ever seen this track before. Now I think I've got a good feel for it, and I think under soft tire conditions, I'll be much faster. So maybe P2 will see us up a little bit higher on the speed chart. Right after practice 2, we ran on the softs and came in 11th. Nobuharu over half a second behind us on softs, so we really picked up the pace. The first half of the session was rainy, so we couldn't get everything done we needed to, so hopefully P3 is a lot more clear so we can actually get our race program in.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Hey Claire, that was a good day today.
You really went all out in practice today. Are you testing new components?
All right, we're stress testing some components. Things were pretty promising.
How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
The car is great, but I do think we need to develop the chassis to stay competitive.
Appreciate your time.
And that is our 2 questions answered for the weekend. All right, P17 in P3. Basically did the race program, got all that good stuff done. Let's see what kind of advancements that we made before qualifying. So 3 practice programs passed, 2 perfected. There is a lot of research and development there. And let's see our reductions here. So the reliability testing gets a bigger upgrade. Ooh, the magnetic compound is getting very reasonable in price. Same for the engine cover. So that might be something that we can do. Yeah, that magnetic compound might be our next one, as we are going to get that for fairly cheap. And that looked like the same magnetic compound? Question mark? I don't know if that bonus was sort of compounded. We'll have to see. But hey, driver acclaim 5 and Nobuharu gets driver acclaim 7, and our team gets boosted up to team acclaim 9. So one more acclaim and we can get our second secondary sponsor. All right, Q1 is done, everyone, and we come across P15, so we make it into Q2. We are not going to get into Q1, that is for sure, but happy to make the second round. And Nobuharu second behind us, so he has a little bit to go. But let's see how Q2 fares. And as you might be able to tell, Q2 was in the rain, and I had a terrible first lap, and I was setting up for a good second lap, and Yuki Tsunoda decided to block me, and that was screwed my second lap, and that was all she wrote of that. So P16 for qualifying, and we'll see if we can improve in the race.
Here we are again then at Le Castellet for another round of this year's Formula One World Championship. Renault took their first French Grand Prix win all the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second. I'm sure Alpine will be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Sainz, Ricciardo, Gasly and Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, the Tigress, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher and George Russell, Mazepin, Matsushita, Latifi and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
All right, looking at strategy, we are on soft tires for 5 laps and then medium tires for 8. I figure that's better than going on hards for 7, and we look to be clear skies, so not have to worry about weather this race. So let's see if we can stay out of trouble on my first run at the French Grand Prix. And hopefully not have a part failure. And green, 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 green. Good run to the inside. We'll use a little bit of ERS to complete that pass.
Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
So I think we're running into that same thing that we had last time, where the ERS system is going to really play havoc. But sitting P11 behind old Danny Rick. Yeah, they got a massive launch off of that corner. We'll use our ERS down the straights. And single file, Danny Rick looks to take that pass. This is my fastest part of the racetrack. Really enjoy this section here. We're able to make up a lot of time based on the car setup, holding it flat through here. and holding station in 11th. So hopefully our strategy will allow us to jump one of these guys. I guess we'll see. And then once DRS opens up, we'll be in a whole different ball game for sure.
The energy store is approaching its wear limit. We will be forced to retire if we're not careful. Make sure to discharge your battery properly.
All right, so we don't want to retire from a battery. So we'll use up all of our charge if we can. And then hopefully it doesn't go kaput on us. That is the one thing I'm concerned about. Right on the gearbox of Sonoda will take that pass. Valtteri Bottas with the fastest lap. Sonoda holding us down.
Pit window, you'll be on the mediums.
Hard pass on that outside and complete that pass up into 10th. DRS behind Danny Rick. Lap 3 running in 10th.
Top 10 now. Keep it up.
Use a little bit of that curb to
gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
de-wedge the car. DRS open lap 4 still running in 10th. Vettel back to 12th within shouting distance. Good pull off of Ricardo down to the right-hander. Flat-footed. Good launch off the corner. DRS is open as well. Same for Danny Rick and Gasly in front.
In this lap, push now.
We'll be making our way down pit road this time. Good run off the corner. Yeah, going to think better of this. Danny Rick with the defense. And this is the first time all season that I felt like racy. Like getting in there, mixing it up. Although I'd feel better if those 2 cars behind me weren't there. Good run out of that exchange. Big toe down the straightaway, flat-footed through this right-hander. And we'll be looking to pit road this time.
We think you're going to start losing some tire grip around now.
Others peel off as well, down to 37 miles an hour. A little bit conservative on that entry, but we will be on the mediums from here on out. Race is going by very quickly. Yeah, there's the Mercedes in, and it looks like they actually stacked them up. I don't see Nobuharu, so he will be coming in behind us. Or I believe he actually stayed on the track.
Go now.
All right, waiting for that pit limiter, and
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
we are gone. Definitely feeling the loss of grip going to medium tires for sure. Not able to really arc the way I had previous laps. So we'll soldier on and see how these pit stops rotate through. Rolling that center off, we might be able to get down
2.0 seconds.
to the bottom. We will see, but it looks like a giant cluster up in front. This is where we might be able to make a move if the car in front is choking everyone up, which it looks like indeed they are.
Nobuharu is in the pits. Nobuharu in the pits.
Suicide dive into Ricardo a bit. I don't think we have damage, but the top 10 is tantalizingly close. I'm sure Danny Rick ain't going to be too happy about that, but we got it done on the outside. Gasly and Latifi fighting hard. The Williams in front, trying to block every way we can. Let's go around the left-hand side here. And looking to the right, Danny Rick on the charge. We'll follow him through. And Nicholas is peeing on the wheels of progress here. We'll look to the right, see if we can get a little bit of boost of this inside. Ooh, this is close quarters racing. Yeah, we are tied up here. Nowhere to go. There we go.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's still fighting back on the outside, but we'll have the line. Nope. So Latifi was running long. Messed up our whole flow.
Gap to car in front is 1.8 seconds.
But Danny Rick is right there, so let's go into chase mode and see if we can get him down. All right, Ricardo is past Gasly.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Bringing Gasly back to us would be ideal. Lap 10 of 13, Gasly is right there, just doing everything I can to reel him in. Starting lap 11, Gasly's still out there, but we've gapped
our teammate by 19.0
the cars
seconds.
behind us just a little bit. And we've chopped 0.2 off of Gasly in front. Lap 12, yeah, Gasly's holding that 2 seconds. Can't quite get up there. It'd be nice if there was a late race retirement, though. Get us into the top 10. That would be nice for sure. And 1 lap to go, sponsored
final lap of the
by
race.
Credit One Bank and all that good stuff. Let's see if a miracle happens and Gasly goes out from a mechanical failure or something, or we might actually go out from a mechanical failure. Definitely before the next race, we'll have to swap out this MGU. But we haven't swapped out the MGU yet this year. So we should have one ready to go in the shop.
Gearbox wear, try to keep your number of shifts to a minimum.
And gearbox. I think this was the 6th race, so we have done what was required of the gearbox regulations, so I think we'll be ready for basically a whole new
1 lap of fuel remaining.
underbody on the next race. New gearbox, new MGU. Our engine should be okay. And just a few more corners to go.
Access to one of the gears. We've lost one of the gears due to a fault.
That's fine, it's the last lap. Well, it all matters not, but we will come across the line in 11th place. Not bad for my first time ever here in France.
At the end of the race, we'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And yeah, next race we should have a pretty good undercarriage. Hey, driver of the day, that's what I like to see. But a brand new gearbox and all that good stuff should be fun.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
And Lando Norris takes the top step with Mercedes flanking Lewis Hamilton in second, Valtteri Bottas in third. So that may shake up the championship just a little bit.
And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the Tigress. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So we gained 4 spots when it was all said and done, and our fast lap at a 1:34.7. We're actually only a half second off of Lewis Hamilton, so that is outstanding. Let's take a look. Speaking of outstanding, let's take a look at the standings. So Max Verstappen is your point leader. We are sitting in 12th, 1 point behind Yuki Tsunoda. And as far as constructors go, Red Bull leads by 1 over Mercedes, and we are sitting in 7th place in the constructors, 6 over Alpine, and we have a little bit to go to catch Aston Martin.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Shoo, I'm pretty happy, girl.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Let's see, and I couldn't do this without a great team behind me.
How do you feel the competition is for you this season?
It's been great. All the drivers are at their best.
You had a close battle today, didn't you?
We're pushing each other to be the best we can be, and Gasly just got us in the end.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, don't want to make enemies with Pierre. So we got the faster lap between us and all that good stuff. We gained a little bit of rivalry breakdown, but I mean, Pierre, he's going to be tough to beat, that is for sure. However, we almost reached driver acclaim at number 6. Nobuharu hanging at 7, and we are over halfway through 9 to get to that patented driver acclaim at number 10. And that is our secondary sponsor. So at the start of the next episode, we will be swapping out our parts. Hopefully I don't forget that. We don't want to show up with a bum gearbox. And yeah. So that will be for me. Next up, the Austrian Grand Prix, but I hope you will tune in then. Like, share, and subscribe. If you are so bold, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you then July 1st for the Austrian Grand Prix. Take care.